there, welcome to Key to Pictures. How to make the most of midday sun. So we've all been there. We've been outside, it's noon, it's bright, it's really sunny, and you want to take a picture of your kids, or you want to be able to take pictures outside at noon, but you get that real harshness and the squinting and all of that. So how do you handle the harshness and the squinting and trying to get a good shot even though the sun is so bright? Well, there is a great technique that I have getting great pictures at noon, or when the sun is so bright and so high in the sky. So what I do is I put my subject so that their back is toward the sun. So that makes it so that they're not squinting. And you're probably thinking, well, the sun is directly overhead. It'd be hard to, position them with their back towards it. But there's always a place where their back is going to be towards the sun. So I position them with their back towards the sun. And then I look for some kind of a light surface for them to stand on or sit on, or however you're positioning your subject. But I find a light surface for them so that surface will reflect the light back up and illuminate their face. So I usually use a sidewalk, because a sidewalk with the cement is a little bit lighter. And I position them on the sidewalk with the sun at their back and having that light bounce back up onto their face. So then when I start taking the picture with my camera, if you were to just point your camera at your subject with that really bright and harsh sun, your camera is most likely going to not expose your subject's face enough. It will be a little bit too dark because it's going to be exposing for all that bright light coming in. So you're going to have to override what your camera is telling you, which means you'll want to increase your exposure, which means you will decrease your shutter speed. Because decreasing your shutter speed means that your shutter is open for a little bit longer, thus allowing more light to come in and illuminate that face a little bit more. So decrease your shutter speed a little bit. So that will probably mean that your background is going to be a little bit overexposed, and probably, right along their hair where the sun's coming in is going to be really bright and overexposed, but that's okay. What's most important is your subject's face and getting the correct exposure. And then if anything, when you're editing your picture afterwards, if you find that the face is a little bit dark, then you can increase the exposure a little bit in editing. But never overexpose any parts of the face, because this is considered important detail. And when you overexpose, skin or anything, you can't pull that back in editing. So make sure that you don't overexpose it, but it gets light enough. So that means that when you are looking at your camera and you have the highlight indicator on where it blinks, your camera will show a blinking part of whatever it's overexposed. It's fine to have the hair blinking and the background blinking, but you don't want any of the face blinking. So I use this technique on my son in this picture, and you can see that the sun is coming from behind. So I positioned him with the sun behind him, and he's on the sidewalk, so that sidewalk is bouncing light back up into his face, thus causing his face to be correctly or a little bit more exposed. But you can see a very nice picture, good colors, but still we got that right in the middle of the day. And of course I want to leave you with a quote. So this quote is by Robert Fritz. He said, "If you limit your choices only to what seems possible or reasonable, you disconnect yourself from what you truly want, and all that is left is a compromise." So make sure when you are writing down your goals and you're dreaming your dreams to really write down what you really want in life, not just what you think you can get, because you don't want to compromise what's truly in your heart. So make it a good day, and I will see you soon.